It's 55 degrees and it's December 9th. But by the time you guys are watching this here in a couple days, it's going to drop about 20 degrees and be snowing. But it's Fort Collins, Colorado. We'll see sun next week. All that snow will be gone and it'll just be a gorgeous time. This is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate Services here in Fort Collins, Colorado, coming at you with your bi-weekly housing market update. This is where I kind of break down existing build homes that sit on between 0.1 and 3 acres in Fort Collins only that are not new construction. And why I do this is really to see what the activity is going on and how the negotiations are happening between buyers and sellers of existing homes. I think that really dictates how people feel on their confidence selling and buying. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Alrighty, so we've seen some stabilization in the median list and median sales. Back in September, we had a really high jump up to the low 500s, 530, 500s for median list or median sales price. But we're getting back to a little bit more normalized appreciation for the year between 460 and 480. And these last 2 weeks came in at $475,000. What we've been also seeing is about a third of all homes are having a price reduction. What this is saying is that these homes come onto the market. Hey, it's a seller's market. It's hot. Let's just throw a number out there and see what happens. Well, those houses are the ones that are sitting a little bit longer than our 46 days on market and are having to do a price reduction, which what we're seeing is about 13%. $13,000, which is about 3% of the list price when we're considering a $478,000 median list price. So, honestly, those are some of the opportunities that I see, but sellers are really not being taken care of when, they're being suggested that these astronomical numbers could happen. Now, granted, there are some sales prices that I'm seeing and I have seen that make me scratch my head. But regardless, about a third of all homes on the market are seeing a price reduction of about $13,000 or 3%. Median days on market, 46. Here in Fort Collins, we're seeing about a 30 to 40 day contract period with appraisals. It could be as quick as 25 depending on the house and how qualified the buyer is, but 30 to 40 days on through the contract period, which means those homes are only sitting on the market anywhere from 5 to 15 days where you as a buyer could come in and negotiate. So you're really needing to move quickly if you see a home that you like. But what's really a topic of discussion here is our inventory. It's been a topic of discussion for the entire year, whether that's individuals concerned about having other people through their houses, or there's not an opportunity for them to move up, or one of many different reasons. Or we just don't know really, but for whatever reason, our inventory, which has been historically low for the last 3 to 5 years of hovering between 1.5 to 2 months of inventory, is now dramatically below 1 month of inventory, almost 3/4 of a month of inventory. And when you look at that versus 2019, we're 60% less homes on the market right now than we were in 2019 and 62% less than 2018. So that paired with these interest rates of about 2.75%, I have heard from a client of mine from a credit union, 2.325% I think is what they quoted me at, which is just insanity. And that's a 30-year fix. Now, I'm not sure if that's paying points or not, but regardless, 2.75% is phenomenal. So pairing interest rates at 2.75% with historic low inventory is seeing this sales price increase more than normal. Actually, to be honest with you, end of year appreciation I'm thinking is going to be between 6 to 7% versus 2019. Historically, that's about 5%, or we see about 5%. This year we'll see a little bit higher, but not as high as one might expect. We still have December's inventory prices to take into consideration and November's, but I don't see it going much higher than the median price of really 460 to 465. But if it does hit this 475, it'll actually be closer to about 10%, which is what I've kind of thought it would be, but numbers are suggesting it's going to be closer to 6 to 7%. So getting into it, really, we're seeing an extremely strong market for the real estate here in Fort Collins. We're seeing that across the United States. Fort Collins is benefiting from what everyone else is if you're in real estate. Low inventory, low interest rates, appreciating prices. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just don't know how long that tunnel is. Whether it's vaccines, people figure out how to treat it better, whatever that might be, we will conquer this. And business will come back. Just a matter of how quick. And honestly, it can't come back quick enough. Which then gets you into what are we going to do between the time now and the time that COVID is completely handled? Well, there's stimulus. And we've had one round of stimulus, PPP funding, stimulus checks, state and local government funding. And it's just typical of government just fighting back and forth, bickering. And I get it. You know, we're talking billions and trillions of dollars. So it's understandable. But right now it looks like there's going to be kind of a holdover stimulus check or stimulus package of about $900 billion, $1 trillion that will get us through to the next administration. And then it sounds like the next administration is going to be putting out another stimulus check, possibly. And unemployment. Unemployment is really, it's not necessarily affecting the real estate market because those that are unemployed typically are in retail, clerks and sales and retail, waitresses, hostesses, and that population's more typically renters. But that does mean that vacancy and delinquency is going to become an issue, and mom and pop landlords are going to be addressing that head on. And maybe it's very difficult. I can tell you, I have a portfolio of rentals that it's stressful, and we know how to deal with it. We have systems in place to take care of that, but many don't. So vacancy and delinquency are going to be an issue, and are an issue currently that will have to be addressed. I just heard that there is, on average, the renter, if they are delinquent about $5,000. If I'm a mom and pop landlord who owns one rental and I have a tenant who is $5,000 behind on their rent, and I still have either a mortgage to pay or expenses that I rely on, that is a dramatic impact to my bottom dollar. One other thing that seems to be doing extremely well is the stock market. We're above 30,000. I don't understand. I mean, I do actually. It's to a certain extent. That's not my forte, stocks. But tech is going through the roof. Amazon, Tesla. These tech stocks are doing extremely well through this COVID shutdown period. So, and they are a driver of this stock market. But what that equates to is if people have 401k that's gone up 30%, well, they feel 30% wealthier and might be interested in buying a home, or feel like they're able to buy a home because they have this stockpile of cash if they absolutely have to get into it. And so that's something that does help the real estate market. You know, interest rates, what are they going to do in the future? Seemingly they're going to be staying pretty close to where they're at, but there's not much further they can go down. So if anything, stay flat or a little bit of an increase, but with it being 2.75%, they do have some room to go up. And finally, what Fort Collins is really benefiting from is this ability to remote work. I've seen, Pinterest, they paid $80+ million to get out of their lease. Individuals working for tech companies are able to work anywhere in the country right now. So the cost of living, the quality of life is now able to be attained by anybody who works with a company that is allowing remote work. So it's something that if our population continues to increase, which it clearly is, it's a destination place. We've been listed, top place to live, all over. I've worked with clients from Arizona, Florida, Ohio, California, and it's just a matter of how much people are moving here is going to continue to buoy this real estate market, and those individuals that are coming are generally are bringing higher paying jobs, which will float this median sales price. So I hope that is of help to you guys that are in the market. Obviously, there's not a lot of homes to choose from right now, but it is a great time with interest rates being extremely low. If you are opportunistic, looking to buy, my name is Patrick Soukup. I'm with Soukup Real Estate Services here in Fort Collins. I appreciate you watching this. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks so much. Have a great day.